Hey YouTube, how y'all doing? So I don't even know where to begin, right? Like, so I ended up getting some really tragic news today about a family member, right? And I don't want to go into the story because I just don't feel like it. But it's weird. I just call stuff weird. It's weird because I have been having these weird feelings all day. Just like it's like I was still happy in myself, but I was feeling like melancholy and just like something was kind of nagging me, but I couldn't really put my hand on it, right? But I could just feel this something happening. And then, like an hour ago, I got the phone call or whatever, and I'm just like, okay. Because I was saying I was going to take a break from YouTube to focus more. I was trying to find me a new store and career and da 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 da, right? Oh, I love you too. And so I was like, okay, so basically, I don't want to go into the story. I can't right now, but people are losing hope in life, right? People are losing hope and they don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, or they don't have vision for their life, or they're not seeing past what the 3D in front of them is showing them. It's like you tell you because a lot of ideals that don't even really truly belong to us get pushed on us, and then we spend our we because I used to do it before I found out about manifestation. We'll spend our life trying to chase these things that are never really attainable for us because they were never really things that were for us to be attaining, right? Like we never truly figure out. Some people don't get to figure out they purpose in life, or or what they truly have to offer this life and stuff, and they lose hope, right? And I mean, there are things in this life that can make you lose hope, and sometimes that's why I said that there are still laws to this universe, right? And death is one of them. And and so we just, it's a part of life you got to deal with too, right? And I don't want to depress y'all or nothing, but I think I know I have a video on grief and manifestation. Like being sad doesn't mess up your manifestation, but you will. But I just like all day I just was having this feeling, right? And at first I was like, it was like, okay, maybe I'm sad because it was my uncle's death date. So I was like, okay, well then I'll just grieve and think about it and play some music and think about him. And so I kind of did. And that made me feel a little bit better. But then it was like I got home and I got sadder. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm just ready to give up on my SP. Like this is like the emotions I go through. I'm a human. I'm still a human. So even though I be happy, I still have human emotions, right? So I'm like, okay. So I really was in here fighting myself. Like, okay, I ain't about to be with him no more. I was like, I was about to just give up my SP and all this type of stuff, right? Because I was thinking that must be why I'm feeling this way. And so I don't want to keep feeling this way. So I will let it go before I let it drag me down, right? And so then I was like, okay, whatever. And since I was trying to lay down and go to sleep, I got this phone call and I was like, oh, that's what that was today, right? I was trying to like so hard to grasp my mind around why I kept having this feeling. And it's people are losing hope. People are losing hope, but you should not lose hope. I feel like if anything, my channel may change a little bit now because I want to teach people more ways to have hope. Like it's nothing wrong with, like I think like a lot of times we don't feel loved from the people around us or from the world we can see with our physical eyes. And a lot of people really don't truly understand that love that you are handed, the love that you are looking for, it has to start within. You have to love yourself first. But a lot of people don't know it. They don't know how to begin to love themselves. You know, and so I just want to be able to give people techniques and ways to work through stuff because I've had a lot happen this year. My baby daddy lost his grandbaby. I lost my best friend, one of my good friends, not my best friend, one of my good friends. 2 years ago, I did lose my best friend, right? And through all of this, I was still doing manifestation and everything, but I was grieving, I was crying, I was feeling sad too. And I was feeling like, and then you get this kind of like guilt of like, I shouldn't be worried about it, SP, knowing that somebody I love lost their life. Like, exactly, like real stuff is happening too. And like we want to manifest, the best for everything, but it's still this world, and it's still going to turn, and things are going to happen, and death is a part of this life. But I feel as though, I just hate when it's based around people losing hope. You know what I mean? Like people are just hopeless. And I just even earlier today, I was actually by myself or whatever, listening to some music, smoking a cigar, and this lady I never met before, she came up to me and she asked me how to be more assertive in life, right? And this was a little weird, but I was like, okay, well, there's something, but actually it wasn't weird, because I have been affirming that I can be able to teach people and help people, on YouTube, but also in real life too. And I just was kind of telling her, and I could tell she was timid, and she was like kind of soft spoken, but she kind of wanted to like, she just wanted to know how to be more assertive. And it was like, I want to tell everybody about like changing their mindset, because I know that that's where it's at. Once you change your mindset, you can take on stuff and it won't internalize into disease or internalize into losing hope in life. So, but I've been trying to figure a way to help people and tell them the information and like compact it so it's not so much at one time. So I kind of just told her, well, I told her about my story about how little children, as we start as little children, and our parents, by proxy or whatever, they put limited beliefs on it. They only doing it because they love us or they think they're helping us, but they are like holding us back in a lot of ways. And so I told her, kind of told her about how that, and as we grow up now, we have all these limited beliefs on us. And so I told her the best way to learn to be assertive in your life is to just start dispelling those limited beliefs that have been put on you. And I told her, just take a look at them, and how you react to stuff, because that'll tell you about them. And then you'll know where your boundaries stem from there. I think she got what I was kind of saying, you know, because the principalities that put these limited beliefs on people is just so, it's so disheartening that there's really people out there that want to harm others, and then want to really like use whatever ways they can to harm others. Like that's just totally wrong. And like not, or people gate keep things that could help others to have a better life or to live a better way. Like, if I intend for this to make sense, but you know I get it. When the world around you feels like it's crumbling, it's like, what do you do? The pressure of the world is on your shoulder. You may be facing, eviction, or just creditors, because that can be a big deal to people, of course, because credit, credit is a livelihood. It's how you buy a house. It's how you get the bills for the house. Like, all these things, they can be compounding, but we kind of gotta just remember, or even things, even unrequited love, right? But you have to realize that these are things that are a part of society. These are things that are part of the system that we live in, right? But it's like you don't have to be a slave to these things. Like, first and foremost, your mental health should be first and foremost, because you can't be a mother, you can't be a girlfriend, you can't even be a good boss if mentally you're not in a good space, right? And I do think that a lot of people should pick up more of okay, I'm sorry, somebody is spamming my chat. Let me see. I'm gonna just put them on timeout. Okay, okay. But I don't know. I just feel like I'll just come on here and I talk to you guys about manifestation and stuff like that, and how I'll be happy. And I do be happy. I'm happy. I'm happy now, but the 3D is happening, so I have to deal with it. I have to internalize it. I have to, this is what I'm going through. And I like to be real on my channel, because I like to be real on my channel. Like other channels that act like everything is always peaches and cream. That's great for them. That's good. But this ain't that channel. This is like a real channel. And I'm not saying like your manifestations won't come true or da da. But what I'm saying is like your self concept and your mental diet are really the key. Because when you shift into seeing hope and stuff, then things around what you're seeing start to change. And I can't promise you that it's going to change instantly. Sometimes it can. Sometimes it take a week. Sometimes it take a month. But if you keep persisting, you keep that hope and keep that faith that things are going to change, I can promise you that they will. It's not a whole community of us just saying manifestation works just because it's cool or just to be saying it, because it would have been somebody came along and be like, no, that don't work, or no, that ain't true, or you know what I'm saying. So I'm sorry, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, like my mind is just all over. I'm trying to like calm my thoughts because it's just people are losing hope, and they losing hope to the system. Like the system is pushing all these ideals on people that are causing them to internalize it and then lose hope. And it's like, what the heck? Like the older I get, I understand why people go live in a forest in a cabin with no electricity or nothing by themselves, because you be running from all these principalities and how society is set up to make you hate yourself. A lot of ways to make you hate yourself, even like with social media. Like I'm never gonna be, well, I mean I can't, okay, I'm gonna say, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like I would never be the perfect 10 social media girl. Like you know who it is. Like the girl is always just everywhere, flat stomach and perfect boobs and all that. And that's, but I love me how I am. So that don't bother me, right? Like I know what I have to offer. But there are women out there who are so pressured to look a certain way that they start to self-hate, right? And then they don't even feel good about themselves unless they think in their mind they look like this girl on social media. And it sounds shallow, but to somebody it's big and it's important. And to somebody, if they don't look like this person that they follow on social media, they start to lose hope, when actually you really, you shouldn't even want to look exactly like somebody else. You should just want to be the best version of you. Why not just be the best version of you? Because when you be the best version of you, and the body you have and the clothes you have and the smile you have, right, the people that are for you are going to gravitate towards you. So there's no need to feel like you have to be pushed into some box that some phone is trying to put you in. Like, and people are really losing hope about that. Oh, you're so sweet. I mean, you know what I mean. We all have our imperfections. Like, I love me flaws and all, as Beyonce says. But, I mean, you know, people are losing hope. I don't want people losing hope. I think I need to do more videos on just helping people how to mentally deal with stuff, because a lot of stuff be happening to me. And stuff be happening. It's life. Stuff still happens, right? But I just learned in my mind how to my mind to be more powerful than what I'm seeing, and how to cope with it, and how to calm my nerves and emotions when the 3D is showing me stuff I may not like or want to. Like I know I told you guys that I almost got carjacked a few months ago, right? And that's but I live in a dangerous, my city. Well, I don't want to say firm, my city is dangerous, but these people out here, they are crazy. But I carry, so needless to say, I'm here. But I'm just saying, but it was like, you know, like, so stuff happens, stuff gets real out here. Like, it really do get real out here. Like, that's why, you know, so manifestation, yeah, you want to manifest the money or love or your house, and those things are a part of, like, well, we need shelter and all that. So I get it. But outside of that, real stuff in life really happens too. Like, other stuff happen too, and we try to think the best so that we don't manifest these things, but sometimes they happen, you know. So, and it's, you really have to have the mental to overcome a lot of the things you're gonna see in this life. Like, I really don't want to depress nobody or trigger nobody. I guess I should say trigger warning in the title, but stuff is going to happen, you know. And like, if you are experiencing, you know, lost a loved one or something, I do recommend that people get grief counseling, because therapy, you know, they do give you techniques for dealing with grief and things like that, right? And grief can be, and there's a lot of different griefs. You can be grieving because they told you had an illness. You could be grieving from a loss of a loved one, loss of a spouse. Like, you know, people lose hope about those things too. Like, you know, like how we say, okay, don't mess with the 3D, or if you're in no contact with your specific person, right? We're teaching our mind to be stronger than that, so we don't get triggered to think about doing anything outside of what we want to happen or to be our end story, right? But I'm not gonna say it takes a lot to be strong in your mind, but you just really spend a lot of time dispelling limited beliefs that people have pushed on you since you were a child. But it's work that can be done, and it's work that is freeing, and it teaches you to love people, but also you'll be able to let go if need be. You know what I mean? Like you can love somebody and still not have to be totally there at the drop of a whim for them or whatever. I intend for this to make sense, but I hate. I mean, it just made me feel so weird that people are giving up on hope when it be stuff that could have been like overcame or looked past, or if you just held on one more day. Like I've considered like doing some crazy stuff. This was some years ago, and like I love my grandmother because she definitely talked me off the ledge of acting crazy, but so I get it, right? But since then I've always been big on mental health because people are losing hope based on what's going on inside their mind. Like your mind has got to be over matter. You just got to do the work to train your mind to be stronger than what you're seeing in the 3D. The tide will change. Things will work out in your favor if you just give it a little more time. Right. I think I'm gonna like really write down a plan and like like a lesson plan on hope and manifestation, because you gotta have hope to believe in manifestation, because you gotta just really have faith that it's gonna work out, it's gonna happen, and that is what creates it for it to happen for you, right? But I just want, and if anything, so I was saying that I was going to take a break, but I can't take a break now because I feel like I got to be here because somebody may get the message, and it might inspire them to keep the hope, or to keep going, or to keep trying to figure out the principles, or just to work on their mental diet and soothe their mental, or whatever way I can help the universe. That's what I want to do with my channel. I don't my channel. I don't want my channel to be like self-serving. I want my channel to be like people actually get help, or from what I'm saying, and like the tide changes, because I remember when I used to be like crying over unrequited love, or you ask yourself, am I good enough, and all these things, and you are good enough. You are chosen. Stop looking at somebody to tell you that you're good enough. You are good enough because you say that you're good enough. That's why you're good enough. You don't have to look to nobody outside of you for nothing. The love you require, that feeling of love, it was already in you. You see the person and get the feeling, but the feeling is created inside of you. You don't have to look. It's good to have a partner. It's good to have friends. It's good to be alone sometime and reflect. But the feelings that you are generating when you with these people already were inside of you. Whether the people is there or not, the feelings is still there inside of you. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I can only have fun when I hang with this person. You can have fun by yourself, learning the things that are fun to you to do by yours. Because the feeling that you think that you're getting from being with someone, it starts within you, and you impart that feeling with others. I know it just sounds like a lot of jargon, but it's really boiling down to you got to get your mind strong, especially to face this world that we live in today, because it's a lot going on. Like I told you, I get on YouTube and I'll be seeing these videos, and I'll go into the black hole of YouTube, and I'll be like, I gotta turn this off or my head will explode. you know I like have to, and I don't I even sometimes, like, I don't want to lose hope in humanity or faith in humanity. I want to manifest that there are still good people running this earth as well as the other people that are running this earth, like. And so I'm glad I met that girl today. Back to that story, and I hope that I intend that I put a little hope in her and a little buzz in her ear for her to really, try to look into what I was telling her. And I intend that we run into each other's path again, right? Because it was at the bar I'm usually at, but I've just never seen her there before. But and like the next time I see her, I'm intending that she tells me how she was able to change the tide in the situation that she was asking me for advice about. So, I just want anybody, if you just get on here, whatever, I just want y'all to not lose hope in life. The tide is gonna change. If you just hang in there, if you could just hang in there, the tide is gonna change for you. It's not gonna stay this way. What you seeing with your physical eye in front of you, your 3D physical eye right now, it can change. Things can change, and it can change for the better. You just gotta have that little bitty faith of a mustard seed that is gonna change for the better. And the tide will start to turn. But first, before the tide turns with your physical eye, the tide has to turn in here and in here. And that's the only work that you can do, because nobody can go inside your brain or inside your head and do that work for you. You have to work on your mental, on loving yourself, on showing up for yourself, and setting boundaries for yourself. Because a lot of times when we don't have boundaries, we let people run us over, and then we start to feel depressed because we know we letting people run us over, but now we doing it to keep them in our life. And that's just you living in a state of lack, and you live in a state of not loving yourself and not truly knowing how great you really are. And everyone has greatness, and everyone has something to offer, and especially our youth, because my city, God, these youth are running rampant, like, for real. And I'm sure it's because some don't have parents. Some may have lost their parents, like, to passed on, or some just got parents that just ain't involved and don't care. And it's like, when it used to be the village to raise the kid, or the village to tell you, hey, young man, have hope, or let me help you get a job, or da da. It seems like, are those people still out there? Like, are there still people out there walking around giving people hope? Like, I hope so. I feel like there are, but I feel like the young people have open ears to hear what is being said to them. Even just like, I just was reading a story about, was it like a California senator or something like that, a lady, but they just found her 19-year-old son in the college dorm, and he had overdosed. And you think, his mom has money, privileged and everything, but some kind of way, people still, I feel like it's a loss of hope that makes you want to do intense drugs, right? It's a loss of hope, or it's a loss of, you feel like you don't fit in, or so many things that we don't know. And we as parents wish that we could wrap our kids and be there and tell them all the time, and we tell them the best we can, but they too have to learn the mental diet of life, and even limited beliefs we put on them, that we even put on them because we didn't know. But now, if we know about manifestation and we understand, we want to do the work to dispel them and help them to discover that they can create a life for them too. And it helps. I feel like when we tell our kids stuff, or our adult children things, that once they grasp the theories and they really implement it, that they share it with their friends, and the word gets spread. But you know I just manifest more hope in the world, because just a little piece of hope can go a long way with people. So, I mean, like I said, I was thinking about taking a break, but I'm not. I mean, right now, I'm just feeling like really, really heavy. Like, my energy is like so low from this news I got. So, hopefully tonight, I don't even know if I'll be able to sleep, but by tomorrow, I can come to you guys with just a different perspective on stuff, and just more cheery and more myself, because I'm really not myself right now. But I just want to just tell people that just have hope. Just having hope for the future. It's a little thing, but it could change the tide in your life, okay? Anyways, YouTube, I will talk to you guys later. I love you guys so much. Bye.